Kerrin Kruk. I'm so glad that you have joined the Connections Count team, and it's such a pleasure to be able to have this little chat with you just to enable prospective clients to see and hear you and understand a bit more about who you are and the therapy you offer. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here today.
Thank you for having me, Katie. And thank you for inviting me into your family
Oh,
of therapists.
it's a joy. It's a joy.
Yeah.
So let's get right to it, Kerrin. Can you describe for people watching this video your approach to therapy?
Yes. So my approach to therapy is about just inviting people into that space where, they can feel safe, they can feel heard, they can learn to tell their story in a way that makes sense to them. um I think it's really important to understand, as much as we can about ourselves. So I love being able to help clients understand the symptoms that they're having, and I just really love getting to know them. I love getting to know them and just walking with them.
I love that. Kerrin, I'm hearing you say you want to help your clients feel safe, heard, and supported in therapy. You
Yeah.
really want to know them and you want to come alongside them and walk with them in their journey of change, which sounds,
Yeah, I think especially talk therapy, can be so daunting for a
mm,
lot of people to talk about themselves. There's so many people that have been told by their family members or their doctors, you need to go see a psychologist,
mm,
and they sit there and they just look so stunned. They're like, I, I don't know.
yeah,
And so to be able to just sit with them even in that feeling, to allow them to even experience what that's like, to have to sit with someone and talk about themselves
mm,
and to be vulnerable,
mm,
like that for so many people is, that's extremely difficult.
mm.
So to be able to just sit with them, talk to them, help them feel that safety, in a space that there is no judgment,
Mm.
come from a place of understanding that all behavior shows up in a context.
Mm.
I love helping my clients understand that. I
Mm.
love them seeing that little look on their face when they're like, oh, that's why I do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes so much sense to me now.
Mm.
That for me are my favorite parts of doing therapy with people.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful, Karen. That sense of making meaning and therefore bringing peace to places where
Yeah.
people might have felt overwhelmed or confused or stuck before.
Yes. Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. And I wonder, as you're telling us about how you work, what you might like potential clients to know about you before they come, say, to a first session.
I really want them to understand that they will be heard, and if they do have trouble telling their story, that we can do that together. Um, that if they're having trouble even being a little bit still, a little bit calm, that's quite scary for a lot of people, that we can just do that together. That we've got lots of things and ways of being able to help people breathe a little easier, slow down, just to be in the room with us and start to tune into themselves, just yeah, just being able to be there in the moment with that.
Love that. That sounds beautiful. And I'm wondering finally, what are your hopes for the people that you work with?
My main hope is to help people sort of depathologize all these feelings that they have. We live in a culture, Katie, that we are told we shouldn't have these feelings, that we should just be calm, we should just be, totally in control all the time. Happy, just be happy people,
Just
you know,
build a bridge and get over it,
that's
right?
right. That's right. And I'm finding that it's so, like, you get people come in under these extraordinary stressful situations and they're like, why am I not happy? What's wrong with me? And it's like, hey, let's just have a look at this. Let's just slow down a bit and have a look at what you're carrying right now. Like, this is really hard. The season you're in is really hard. So let's have a look at how we should be really feeling. It makes sense to me that you're tired.
Mm.
It makes sense to me that when you're tired, you get a little bit more grumpy. It makes sense to me if you're in conflict with teenage children or spouses or workplace, that it's going to make other areas of your life really challenging. So I love, I guess the hope for me is to normalize, just really normalize a lot of what we feel,
Mm.
and then to learn how we add fuel to that fire. Like, we have normal feelings, and then to let my clients understand those feelings lead to a lot of thinking patterns.
Mm.
And it's kind of like we're just putting logs on the fire, and it keeps us up in those heightened feelings, or down in those really low feelings. So yeah, I love just being able to, I guess my biggest hope for my clients is that they get to really understand themselves.
Mm.
They get to understand what really matters to them. And between the two of us, we get to work out what are the best things we can do to help them move towards that and to live sort of the life they envision for themselves,
Mm.
to overcome things that make them really scared, or to be able to sit calmly with situations where they might be reactive and quite frightened. Just learning to like work together so that we can show up in our lives the way we really want to show up.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. As you talk, I can feel your passion for your work and your
Mm.
deep care for your clients. And
Yeah.
I'm so delighted that some new people are going to have an opportunity to encounter you and work with you in online therapy through Connections Count. And so if people want to book with you, they can make a booking using the link on this page.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad we could take this time to talk today and just introduce you to prospective clients, because we both know connections count.
They sure do. Thank you, Katie. It's lovely talking to you.